Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Adri's Farmhouse Kitchen. It is day 3 for our Every Bit Counts challenge, but Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead hosts. And first time I'm participating, so day 1, if you haven't seen, I have preserved the green beans, we pressure canned it. Day 2, we've done the sauerkraut using several different crock pots and mason jar, and we made used white and red cabbages. And last night I went out to the polytunnel and a garden and looked, and loads needs harvesting. So I try to prioritize what desperately needs, like tomatoes, and I've started cracking kohlrabi. It's really getting large, so I know they will be woody, so we lose some. Some of the garlic is ready, the shallots are definitely ready, some of the potatoes are ready. I would like to use some more kale before the caterpillars have it and they go to seed, and it's a lot. So today is Saturday, I have got the time today, I'm not going nowhere. So I can do a long preservation project, as one of the longest regarding to, let's say, tomato preservation day, tomato puree, because that needs a long time until that, the water or the liquid out of the tomato juice evaporates and, get to that puree stage. So I'm thinking about tomato puree today. So if you're interested, you are welcome. First thing first, it's morning, it's still quite early, so I'm gonna have a cup of coffee. I let the dogs out. What usually happens is that I open the conservatory doors now, since you've got the little fence with Al and our maid helped to put up. Our dogs got, so much more time or area to run around, and because they are small dogs, we only take them up. I try to take them daily, so I can spend a couple of hours with me in a garden, so they just run around the raised beds and just enjoy being in the tunnel and just basically enjoy being with me. Or they got the front courtyard from my kitchen door, patio, and so they've got all those places, and they usually have the boot room, the kitchen, the conservatory, and sometimes I let them into the dining room. So they've got a time, and we do take them out for walks. It's not every day, but so we go around see the animals and go around the ponds. So yeah, because they being small dogs, they don't need so much exercise. And Lucy were having a little bit of a poorly hip, so it's definitely enough what they do around the house. Also, what I'm doing, I am just tidying up the kitchen, so I try to sweep or hoover a couple of times a week, mop, and every single day what I do, I put the dishes away. So what I am doing, I hardly use the dishwasher because I like washing up, so I wash up all the dishes before bed, and I like air drying them. And every morning I'll put all the dishes, cutlery, glass, whatever it's been used the previous day, I put it away, so I'm ready for the day and have a plan. I usually make a list, sometimes a list for a day or list for the week, what I would like to achieve on that day, and just start on our chores. So it all depends. If Alan is at home, we share the job, so Al does the boys, the goats, Tom and Jerry and Toffee, and the girls as well. So Alan actually milk Juniper and feed the girls and the alpacas, and my job is to feed the cats, the dogs, make breakfast for ourselves, and do the chickens and the turkeys. So feed them, change their water, whatever needs doing. So if you do it together, it's very quick. The days when Alan's out, like today, I'm gonna do all myself, so it usually takes about an hour. I'll go out, perhaps I'll start on the cats. I give the food for the cats, and then I'll milk Juniper, feed the girls. I'll usually do the boys even though he's out, because Toffee can be a bit dangerous, so I don't like going into Toffee's pen and Toffee's field. And then I would do the alpacas, I would do the chickens and the turkeys, come back, do the dogs and have a breakfast myself. But I usually start with a cup of coffee and do the chores, and after I make a plan what I'm gonna do on that day. So today it's a preservation day and we gonna go to the polytunnel, see what's available, gonna go some harvesting, and we are going to, I am leaning towards making a tomato puree today. So yeah, that's the plan for today. So if you're interested, you are welcome. Give it a good mix in both jars. This needs a bit more. And I'll just leave it to it by my agar. And hopefully we can make some bread as well today. I have to mention last night dinner, what I put up so quickly. If you were here with me, probably I put this dish together in 2 minutes. I just put everything in this pot and I chucked it to the oven and left it there for probably hour and a half, and honestly Al said that it tastes like a burger. We really enjoyed it. I've also put some homemade grated cheese on the top and my homemade sour cream. So because it's plenty here and I'm sure we're gonna cook something else the upcoming days, I have decided to start freezing as a freezer meal. So half of this will go to these pots and go to the freezer as a freezer meal, and probably I'm just gonna leave enough for perhaps dinner for tonight. Morning, Juniper! Hi, girls! Breakfast time! Morning, Juniper! I'm coming, my love! Enjoy! Enjoy! Sweet girls. Morning. Come on. You want my love? Yeah? my love. Ready? Morning. Morning, my sweet girls. Come on. Come on. So for all our animals, I give turmeric, garlic granules and seaweed and mix it together in their feed. They also have apple cider vinegar as well in her water. I've just got one out from the pantry. Let's try this. Oh, it's delicious. We made this last year. It's gonna be one of our preservation projects to make our apple cider vinegar to use up the apples from the orchard. So let's go feed the chickens and the turkeys. Chico's got one little chicken here. Haven't you, Chico? Gingy hatched this one little chick. So I let her to be a mama. And she is doing a good job. That little chick is very healthy. All the chores done and I'm back to my favorite place, to the garden. And I have decided to make tomato paste, tomato puree today. So I'm going to harvest all the paste variety in here. And probably we're gonna pick some more. Oops, just dropped one. So we've got San Marzano, Amish paste, and the Cuban black to harvest. Look at this big bulb. Oh wow, this is awesome actually. Look at this. Wow, we truly now in tomato season. Oh, it smells gorgeous. You know, this is one of my favorite job to do. This and harvesting the potatoes. Talking about that, that's gonna be probably one of our next projects as well. Harvesting potatoes, and I know you like seeing videos harvesting potatoes. Those are my most watched videos. And the Amish paste variety. Oh shoot! I didn't mean to do that. Wow. This is Cuban blacks, pepper-like. I'm very impressed. It's a new variety for me this year. So cool looking. This one is the green copia. Okay, I'll meet you in the kitchen. Okay, we are in the kitchen, starting on making the tomato paste. First thing first, not been washed yet. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna remove the stem, compost bin, I've emptied that. I'm gonna wash all this thoroughly, and then we're going to cut them up. I've got somewhere, you know, what takes the core out. I'm gonna find that in an, oh, it's here right in front of me. Just scoop that out, that middle bit where the stem is or grows out of. And I'm gonna use actually a big baking tray, and we're going to bake this first before I'm gonna put this through a mill what removes the skin and the seeds and the pulp and the watery pulp. What we're gonna end up with then, I'm going to use this too heavy bottom. You know, this is the one I cleaned it really well what I make the bread in, and I've got another one. I'm gonna use these two to reduce in quantity until the consistency what I really like, nice and thick. And we're gonna put bay leaf. I'm gonna go back to the garden to get bay leaf. I've got garlic here, basil, bit of salt, a little bit of salt I'm gonna put in, and that's it. And I'm gonna use a small jar with a screw lid on, and we're going to water bath can it. So I'm gonna scrub clean these two trays. I'm so glad the agar is on. Let's see if this fits. Perfect. Right. I've got everything ready. I like using fresh bay leaves, and I have got a bay leaf tree. So I pop back in a minute to the garden and get, I'm only gonna put like a couple of bay leaf, but that only comes later in the preserving stage anyway. Oh, this one is the red zebra. I am tempting to leave a few out just for fresh eating. So, like the Black Beauty, we can leave a couple out for fresh eating. Some of these large ones would make a nice slicer. I think I leave this out as well. And this one. Okay, the rest we're gonna use up. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna remove the stem, wash them, deco, cut. So I'm using 8-ounce or 250 ml of small jars with a screw lid on. They are now in the dishwasher. Because this process will take long, I won't turn the dishwasher on until we're further along in the canning process. The other things that I'm gonna use, what I've mentioned, literally a teaspoon, a couple of teaspoons. We'll see how much we're gonna end up with. Salt. In the past, I have over salted it and only added maybe a tablespoon, so we really don't need that much. Literally a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half. And garlic, and that's it. And then when we bottle, we need to add either citric acid or lemon juice. I've got organic lemon juice, and we're gonna add a teaspoon and a half to each small jar as well. And then we're gonna water bath candies for 45 minutes, friends. Well, this one, by mistake, we picked green. And so with like any of the other tomato project, this one takes the longest. And it's already midday, 12 o'clock nearly. Took me ages to looking for the food mill. I think I'm gonna need a whole year of each season to find things where I've put. You know, we just moved house last year, and honestly, took me ages to remember where I've put it, and it was in a cottage. And I've been looking everywhere else but the cottage, friends. So, but I found it. I thought, how are we gonna do this? I was thinking maybe I'm gonna put it in a slow cooker and cook it really soft and just blitz it. But I like this way. I know we lose some, but I like to use this way. I mean, make it this way. All right. Let's move this to the sink and wash it there. Hole in there. Some of them are so ripe, so maybe just do it like that. I can use this. Okay, these are quite clean. See, that had a blossom and rot as well. Quite a few, and see, I've missed it, and they actually matured, and then it's absolutely fine. Okay, so the way I'm going to this liqueur, it's actually really good, because the tomatoes like that, and I can just put this to the compost bin, it is right here next to me, and it actually goes quite quick. The ones like this, I probably will use a knife to deal with. And I don't need to be so accurate actually, because to be honest, I wouldn't even need to do this really, because that goes to the food mill. I'm thinking now if I'm wasting my time. You know, probably I am. And what I do, I'm just gonna quarter that tomatoes, and what I have done, I just put parchment paper to this baking tray, and I'm just going to line them all in. And we're going to roast this for about an hour. So I'm just literally going behind me and adding this in a tray. As soon as I fill this first one, that can straight go in until we work on the next one. If it's a bad spot, I'll definitely need to remove that, because we don't want to spoil our end result. So I'm just carry on doing this with a lot, and I'll bring you back with the next step. I've just took the first batch out of the oven. So the one tray made all this liquid, and the flavors really come through now. It smells amazing. So I'm just gonna wait a moment until this cools down a touch before we're going to put this through the food mill. I have already put the third baking tray full back. The second one is nearly done, and then we're gonna do the last one, so it's 4 trays all together. I put them through all for the mill, so the pulp and the juice will come out in here, and the seed and the skin will come to this bowl. And we can either discard this, give it to the chickens, or compost it. In the past I used to dry it and powder it in a coffee grinder. It's like a tomato powder. I would probably prefer to do that with the skin only, not when the seeds in it as well. So hopefully this is gonna be a treat for the chickens. I'm using a step ladder, it's just easier. And then oh, I've said it wrong. I forgot, you see. I haven't done this since last year. So the juice and the good stuff gonna come to this bowl, and the skin and the seed will go to the other bowl. So this is fairly easy. Got this little handle, and we just work it through. So after all the juice, now the good stuff is coming out. Let's check the second tray, should be ready now. I just steamed up, so I can't see, but I can smell it, it's gorgeous. Put this on top, use this up, and we fill that up one more time. Okay, second tray can go to this glass bowl. Wait a few minutes again until it cools down a touch, and we can put it through the mill. I'm going to do this 2 more times and see you back when we're going to add the rest of the ingredients, and we're going to put them on the stove, and we're going to cook the juice. So just to show you how I like these tomatoes to be cooked, so not overcooked, but can you see those little brown skin and shriveled up skin? It gives so much flavor to our tomato paste. And the one pot is now ready, so I've put that pot up. It's now coming up a simmer, so I am ready to add a few more bits and bobs. I'm gonna add 2 garlic cloves. We will remove this in the end before we're gonna can it, and a teaspoon of salt. Or shall we go with half a teaspoon? Go with half a teaspoon each pot, friends. So just like that. And now I can give a good mix. We're going to put this one to the other dish. And now I'm just gonna use a wooden spoon, and we're going to stir this on and off for about 2.5 hours, or until we have the right consistency. I mean, by any means we can this as a tomato sauce, but because we are aiming for tomato puree paste, this is far too liquidy. We want them to be thicker. Okay, so over here I'm going to remove or pour the tomatoes to this glass bowl. It's just easier from the glass bowl to put it to the mill. We finished with the tray now, the baking tray. I can wash this, just wait until it cools down a touch so I can actually touch it. Can you see all the sugar out of that tomato? It's a little bit burnt. Okay, ready to put through the last batch. Still very hot, so I need to be careful. And now I can wash the glass bowl in a ladle. And I'm not sure if you can see, yes you can see, I've rearranged my beautiful gladioli. They looked half like dead, die in the back, so I'll remove those flowers and cut the stem and just put them in a small mason jar. I think it looks so pretty. Just refreshed it. Okay. The skin and the inside, the pulp, the seed now can go to the chicken. And I can actually wash and put the food meal away as well now. We are an hour in our tomato paste project, and can you see how much it had reduced now? And it's thickening up, but it's still very runny. So we're gonna give another hour. I am stirring it, not constantly. Every 5 to 10 minutes I come and stir it because I don't want this to burn. And this is the other one. This is on the electric side of the Aga on the stove. I put this one up a little bit later, but it's catching up because it's boiling more rapidly, like the other one is simmering only. So I'm aiming these two to be ready at the same time, so we can jar it at the same time, because it's a long water bath, can in 45 minutes. It is 2 hours in our project now, and I have decided to add or put the two together. Like that. Well, let's have a taste test. 2 hours in, and this actually looks like a thick sauce now. That is good. Wow. I told you this is gonna be a long day. So we're coming up very close to that 3-hour mark to cooking down this tomato juice. And usually by now I give in and I jar them, because it's not disappearing, friends. You know, we've started with literally 2 and now it's only 1, and even that 1 is now nearly half. But for the intense flavor, you know, I'm just looking for the dishcloth because now this is spitting everywhere. I've just turned it off for a sec while we're talking. We are close now, but it's still runny. So now I need to make a decision whether this is gonna be good enough for us or we're gonna keep going and keep still reducing. I'm just going to put this back over here so I can put up the water bath canner so that can start boiling, because we need to heat that up as well. Full 6, some water in it. The jars need to be covered. It's only small jars, so shouldn't take too long. I am ready to fill the jars. So the consistency of our tomato paste, it's not the thickest I've ever made, but this is okay now. So what I have done, I washed these jars in a dishwasher, and I have decided to add a teaspoon of my Bayona organic lemon juice. Although the recipe asks for a teaspoon and a half, but because they are different size jars, I thought that's gonna be okay. And we are aiming to that 1/2 inch headspace. I can hear the water now coming up to a simmer. So let's see how many, about 8-ounce jars we can make. You know what I forgot to do? I really wanted to weigh the tomatoes, because I like to know the amount of fruits or vegetables I'm working with and how many jars and stuff it makes. Oh, never mind, it's too late now. We've not weighed it. This is delicious. I've not had a taste test of the final. Now I just took it off, but earlier when we've tried it, about it's a bit too much. About a 2-hour mark, it was delicious. So I know it is delicious, friends, and it's not too salty. I am very happy that I didn't put too much salt. Smells gorgeous. The whole kitchen smells lovely now. I removed the bay leaves. I couldn't remove the garlic because they just fell apart, they cooked, so that's okay. I'm gonna risk that, friends. Right. I think we're ready to put the the lids on. Nice finger tight. And using the jar lifter, you can put the jars in the water. It's not boiling yet. The important thing is now make sure the water covers these jars for a couple of inches, and then as soon the water starts boiling rapidly, 45 minutes. The water is now boiling, so I've just turned the alarm on for 45 minutes. So it's 6:05, it's gonna be ready. The bread should be ready before then. I'm just gonna tidy up the kitchen, and you know what? I think the consistency for this tomato paste, it's really good. The taste wise, it must be the best tasting tomato paste I've ever made. Yeah, it is the best tasting tomato paste I've ever made. So good. I think because of we mixed all the different varieties together as well, it does make a difference. Okay, 45 minutes. Turn the heat stove off, leave it for 10 minutes without a lid, and then we're gonna line them beautifully up on a kitchen counter on this towel. until tomorrow morning. It is 6:05 and we've just finished preserving. I've turned it off. The jars are now sitting just here in front of us, so we've got 7.5 jars, 8-ounce jars, tomato paste. What I am so chuffed with. I'm glad this job is done because this is an all-day job. We only started about lunchtime, but if you count the harvesting time as well, we were well into, you know, that 8-hour mark. So yeah, it took us about 8 hours, a full day. So yeah, I'm not gonna rest now because we're just heading out to our old house. I'm gonna have a look if the Victoria plum is ready or elderberry, and probably that's gonna be the next preservation. If not, we go to the garden tomorrow and we're gonna decide. But for now, bye bye.